Happy Monday, my loves. Welcome to your daily dose of astrological insight and inspiration for Monday, the 7th of October, 2024. I'm intuitive evolutionary astrologer and psychic tarot reader Crystal, the crystalline priestess. Now let's get into the energy of the day. So my loves, how does it feel to finally have the moon in Sagittarius after these, I was going to say strength, but I kind of want to say integrity. And I also want to say intensity of that moon in Scorpio after that eclipse that we've just had. My word. So we are getting the moon reaching a fire sign today. It feels necessary. It's felt like it's been needed. So the thing with this moon moving into Sagittarius, it does mean that we've had that moon opposition with Uranus. And I actually did forget to speak on that on the weekend horoscope, but we do have the moon who's making that opposition with Uranus, which is actually more so going to be on Sunday night for us Australians and more so on Sunday morning, I think, for my Northern Hemisphere friends. So it is something that we're going to be sort of facing on the more of the earlier sort of end of the spectrum on Monday. So by the time we reach 10 a.m. we've already got that moon who's finished that opposition with Uranus. So I think that we might have had a spontaneous shift of emotion in the end of the weekend. I think before I'm pulling cards, you know, I had the Three of Wands sort of make itself known at the bottom of the deck here. And I feel as though that very much symbolizes this Sagittarius moon energy after we've just had that opposition with Uranus, where it feels like, okay, I'm ready to look. And we spoke a lot, and that's probably why, and I didn't actually mention it because it didn't come up for me in the weekend reading, but is the fact that that moon opposition with Uranus is that needing to look at things from a higher perspective. You know, we had that Chariot card and we had that eagle sort of bird's eye view perspective. So with the moon moving into Sagittarius today, finishing up that opposition with Uranus and moving into a fire sign and starting to slowly move into a really beautiful trine and a really nice little sextile over to the north and south node by the night time, by the afternoon into the evening. So we are really in these moments, and it feels, you know, we have the moon that's starting to wax after it's just reached its lowest point. So we are starting to reach a level of optimism, I think, and tomorrow feels maybe even a little bit more optimistic, I think, because we have that exact trine between Mars and Venus that is going to reach its exact point tomorrow. So today we have Venus at 16 degrees of Scorpio and we have Mars at 17 degrees, so they're very, very close, but tomorrow it reaches exact. So that is sort of that moment, I think, that's going to be ushering in a new energy for us. We have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So that moon is really amplifying our fire energy, and we can't forget that we have that very, very powerful square between Mars and Mercury at the moment. And the reason I say it's very powerful is just because Mars is in detriment. Mars is also ruling the North Node, and the North Node is in Aries. And so with the moon moving into a fire sign and moving into a really beautiful aspect with those nodes today, we are having to face the fact that we are dealing with our own level of motivation. You know, Mars is motivation. So we're having to sort of face where we might lack motivation, where you might actually lack this excitement. And I think that the Page of Wands and the Three of Wands coming out is about understanding where sometimes we need to be patient in our excitement. You know, we can get excited in the moment, but it's hard when you're like, it's giving me the energy of, you know, when you book a trip, you book a holiday and you're so excited in the moment. It's really, really, yeah, I'm so excited to go. But that trip is for in 6 months' time. So, you know, you have to sit there and you have to wait that 6 months. And you don't want to wish your life away in those 6 months. You know, you want to prepare. So it's about preparing rather than being like, oh, well, I just want to get to that destination. I'm going to throw everything in between away. So I think today is really about letting yourself get excited again, but remembering that Mars square over with Mercury is not letting your emotions guide the way, you know, and in the sense that volatile over emotional reactions and the emotional oh my god, see how I really struggled to even speak then. Emotional communication is going to sound is going to feel extremely important, because there's going to be something that sounds off. There's going to be something that feels off. We're not going to be able to get our point across, I think, in the way that we truly want. Both of these cards are sort of giving me like young sort of vibes, where we sort of just get so excited that we say something. And that's that Mars square with Mercury, could be that we just say something in the moment, and especially around our family or to our family or in our work environment. You know, it's like bringing work home or bringing home into work, you know, bringing these emotions into inappropriate places. It feels as though today's one of those days where we need to start harnessing this emotional awareness that we've been building and understanding how important it is, and letting God guide us. And then we just had the Hierophant come out with the Ace of Pentacles. So it is about trusting in your commitment to your journey and your commitment to your emotional intelligence. And we just keep talking about this emotional intelligence at the moment, because it is about committing to something that feels exciting, but also understanding the intelligence that needs to come with that, and understanding we're talking about the moon here. So we're talking about knowing when the moon is in Sagittarius, it can be all over the place. You know, it's excited about so many different things at once. It wants to do so many different things. And so the Hierophant is needing to sort of pick one and go for it. The Ace of Swords is in reverse. So that's that square with Mars, is not feeling quite clear yet on the action that we're taking, but we're needing to remain committed to the path that we're feeling really calling us towards at the moment anyway, you know. And I'm not talking about something that's just come up out of nowhere. I'm talking about the path that you've been cultivating and building and working towards for years. And especially since Uranus has been in Taurus, it feels as though there's been this connection, and we're really at the cusp point now. We're really at the culmination at the moment, where it feels like we're really needing to see where all of this work that we've been putting in, particularly, you know, since we had 2018, Uranus moved into Taurus, and it said we need to start really connecting our values to a higher purpose. We need to start seeing our resources being as more valuable and more worthwhile than we've ever given it credit for before. And we're really at that point in humanity at the moment. So with this Ace of Pentacles and this Hierophant, it's about seeing where we are unconditionally provided for. We are actually provided for by spirit. That's the thing. Sagittarius is luck. With the moon, it's going to be moving into an opposition with Jupiter, but that's more so building over the next 2 days. So we have this knowing that Jupiter is always activated when we have Sagittarius, and the moon being in Sagittarius means that we have to look at Jupiter in Gemini, about to go retrograde. We're in our final moments of being able to see this exciting new future. Things are feeling difficult, and things are feeling, I don't want to make this sound like really sad or anything. It's not like it's shit. We have the Page of Swords coming out. There is an optimism, but we're needing to be clear on this direction that we're moving on, this path that we're moving towards. We're needing to be open-minded, and I think open-hearted, and I think willing to make sacrifices and make changes. We have the Thief archetype coming out. Light attribute says sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. The Shadow attribute is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers that you think that you lack. So letting go of this lackful a mindset, and not really needing, and that's the thing, Cancer energy can really sort of feed on others, and so can Scorpio when Venus is in Scorpio. So we are dealing with this need to no longer need everything to sort of look perfect on the outside. This thief sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen, realizing that whatever you have around you, whatever it looks like on the surface, the real wealth comes from within. It comes from the heart. Sorry guys, so my camera ran out of battery, but we're going to finish this reading up there anyway. I love you so much. Thank you.